So a very common thing that I see in clinical practice is, I mean, it gets named a lot of things: Psoas syndrome, tight psoas, whatever. What I like to think of it is, when you have a happy psoas, you have a happy life. And the reason for this is, and I'm going to show on a patient here. So your psoas muscle, we're going to place his arm right here and straighten it down. Your psoas muscle is about the thick of each of you, whoever you are is watching this, individual wrist, and it extends from about where your elbow would rest all the way down to where your index finger is. What's so unique about this muscle is it's the only muscle in the body that actually attaches directly to the disc of your lumbar spine. And if you notice, on us as humans, we've got our big rib cage here. It protects the vital organs of our heart and our stomach. We've got this big, strong cranium that protects our brain. We've got our pelvis that protects our reproductive function. But what we don't have is any big bony structures that protect our lumbar spine. That's why so many people are so prone to injury here. The development and the design of the psoas is to be our protection for our lumbar spine. But unfortunately, many modern work environments and really put ourselves into a flexed forward position that make that muscle shorter from its origin to its insertion. This is why things like, if you notice shuffling happening in your walk, if it's very difficult for you to straighten your legs up, these are some of the core things related to a psoas muscle being shortened and dysfunctioned. And the other important bit, and this is really core to how you get better, is when we release this muscle, it alleviates the stress on many of the discs. I can't express to you the number of patients and people I've worked with that have some sort of issue of sciatica or a variety of other types of nerve injuries, and it really is connected to this muscle because all your nerves are running through it. So the next cluster of exercises we're going to address, I like to title as Happy Psoas for a Happy Life. So in the Happy Psoas, Happy Life series of exercises, I'm just going to demonstrate how they're set up, because we're going to be able to work with each individual side of the psoas muscle and its various attachment points along the lumbar spine. So if it's comfortable and accessible to you with what you've got going on, feel free to start with both your legs straight up the wall. But if it's not, start with your legs bent. Do and get yourself into these positions as best you can. So we're going to have first your right leg straight up. We're going to bend your left leg till it's dropped down with the ankle underneath your knee for the first one. What that does is it creates slack on the muscle from its insertion where it connects to the thigh bone, and it draws the muscle all the way back, so it's releasing its trigger points or its irritation so that we can start to release the muscle on where it originates at the very top of the lumbar spine. So we've got this position. You'll have the foot placed about your hip width apart. Excellent. Just the side you're working with, so for our purposes, our left side, let's extend just your left arm up. Palm will be up. Fingertip to the side of the room. This is just another mechanism because all these muscles, they wrap and will connect in. And we're going to start to extend the arm back. The next setup piece is with the legs straight, we'll flex the foot towards our abdomen. We'll rotate it in. Because what you can't see on the anatomical model is there are a variety of sheaths of muscle that connect across the spine, uniting these muscles. Now, from this setup, you'll then collapse, for our purposes, the left knee towards the right side. Perfect. Keep tucking the chin, flattening out the spine, and as is accessible and comfortable for you and where your body is at, extending the arm back. Relative to each person, this might be all that's needed. And once you're in that setup, we're going to again hold for about your 90 seconds as ideal. If you've been assigned a different time duration, work with that. Big, big breath. Subtle things to be aware of. Pressing through the inner point of your foot, continuing to collapse the knee across. Just these subtle things will create greater release through where that muscle attaches in the front and in the low back. Once you've gone through however your duration is, just relax the position. Good. Turning out the leg, relaxing the arm. Take a moment to breathe and begin to reset. And we'll move to the second setup in our Happy Psoas series. So, bending the left leg, we're going to slide it down until the left ankle sits right parallel to the right knee. Perfect. And again, there's just these subtle little micro differences in the leg position that will allow us to target and tap into different connecting points of where this muscle affects the health of our back. Now, extending the left arm again up to the ceiling. Palm is up, fingertips are to the side of the room. As we did in the previous setup, our right leg, the foot will flex towards our abdomen and will rotate inwards to the degree that's comfortable for you and your setup, and extend the arm back. Now, what I find with many individuals, whether they have an injury affecting their low back, the mobility of their legs, the ability of their neck and shoulders, this cluster of exercises I always include in their homework program, because this psoas muscle is just so fundamental to many different types of interactions and the alignments in all the body. So I just say that to say this. It's a great exercise to have as something you work with consistently in your life, if only it's once every couple weeks. Good. With that big hold and that big setup again, we just collapse that knee across. Good. And again, as will be detailed in the instruction manuals that accompany these videos, all the details matter. Good. Big breath. Again, holding for the duration of time that's been assigned to you, or our baseline hold time of about 90 seconds, or about 10 to 12 inhales and exhales. Good. Once you reach the end of that, relaxing the arm, relax the legs. Give your body a moment of rest. And then we'll set up for the third exercise in our Happy Psoas series. Now, again, our left leg will bend, and you'll line it up so that the ankle sits just above the knee, below the ankle of your non-working leg. So your ankle sits about in the center point of the shin. This will affect around your L4, L5 region, and where the psoas muscle connects into the discs. Now, we'll again take the left arm, in this case, up. Palm is up. Turn to the side. Good. We'll collapse the left knee towards our right side, flexing the right foot downwards, rotating it inwards, and extend the arm back to your distance of comfort. In the context of this video, while we're just demonstrating this one side, for most people's practical homework and their application of it, you'll go through this sequence of exercises, but also with the opposite side of the leg, in the opposite setup of the positions. Good. Holding as indicated for the time duration that's been assigned to you, or for our baseline of about 90 seconds, or about 10 to 12 really big inhales and exhales. And once you come to the conclusion of your time, we'll relax the arm, relax the leg position, and we'll set up for our fourth and final piece in this Psoas series. And when you're ready, Ryan, we'll have the right leg straightened back up. Place the left ankle in such a way that it's sitting almost right beside that. Perfect. And then flatten that foot as much as you can to the wall. Perfect. And let's bring you out here ever so slightly. Perfect. Very small motion again, just pivoting that left knee across. Perfect. Left arm is up, chin is tucked. Right leg, foot flexes and rotates inwards, and extend the arm straight back. And again, you're going to hold this for the duration of time that's been assigned to you, or the baseline time that we've discussed. But big inhales, big exhales, and you feel the effect of all that release there.
Mm-hmm.
This exercise, I can't tell you, like regardless of the subtleties that you see on camera, once you experience it, you'll understand why it's such an enjoyable practice to work with. And once you come to the end of the time that's been assigned to you to work with the exercise, again, just relax the position, relax the arm, leg. As I say, work with the opposite side as well in the same pathway and angles that we worked with this side.